In this video, I will show you guys how I made close to around $43,000 in only 2 days from day trading. If you guys have been following my journey on Instagram or YouTube, you guys know that my first ever video on YouTube was making $90 in 15 minutes to now making approximately $43,000 in 2 days. So day trading has been very rewarding. Yes, it's very difficult. Nothing is easy in life, but it's very rewarding at the same time. So make sure that you guys watch this video till the end to see exactly how I made $43,000 in 2 days. So the 2 days I made $43,000 on were on 28th and 29th of July. On 28th of July, I made $21,000 approximately. On 29th of July, I made $22,000 in total, making $43,000 in 2 days, which is freaking awesome. Now let's break down the daily chart of Tesla and why I increased my size on these two trades, right? On Tesla, we were consolidating in between this triangle for a while. That means we were making lower highs on the daily chart right here, and we were also making higher lows on the daily chart. So that means this low is higher than this low and vice versa for lower highs. And then finally, after the earnings, Tesla had earnings on 20th of July after market close. After the earnings, we pushed towards the upside, we gapped up, and then we had a very strong close on this stock, right? The following day, after the earnings, we had a small red day. But on this day, starting that is 25th of July, the week starting 25th of July, this week we had FOMC on Wednesday, that was 27th of July. So that is the reason we can see that we had very low volume on Monday and Tuesday. And that is very important to note, because just before the FOMC, we had low volume on the market because a lot of traders were waiting on the sidelines to see the interest rate hike, what the Fed officials do this coming FOMC, and then they're going to increase or maybe take their position sizing. And that's what we saw. On Monday and Tuesday, the market consolidated. Finally, on Wednesday, after the FOMC meeting, we had a rally towards the upside on the market. The volume also increased, and that is the reason on Thursday, I increased my position sizing. I took 90 contracts right off the open, making $21,000 within the first 15-20 minutes of market open. And that is very important, guys, because as a day trader, you need to know when to push it and when to take a back seat, because I knew personally that on Wednesday, we have FOMC, so I lowered my position sizing on Monday and Tuesday. I think on Tuesday, I was green $1,000 or $2,000, same thing with Wednesday. But on Thursday and Friday, I made close to around $20,000, right? So as a trader, you need to know when to be aggressive and when to take a back seat. Let's now take a look at the game plan that I posted on 28th of July before the market opened. On this day, I was watching 3 tickers, ES, Tesla, and Meta. On Tesla, my trades were on Tesla. I took Tesla because we can see on the daily chart, we had a push towards the upside, as I mentioned. I also mentioned that we had a bull flag on this stock right here. Bull flag breakout yesterday. We broke out with good volume after the FOMC. Watching the hold of pre-market levels, which I will be discussing soon, 830 and yesterday's high, which was approximately 825 for a push towards the upside. And if the market decides to sell off, I was also watching 810 for a break of 800 towards the downside. If you guys want to be part of our Discord group, get access to my daily game plan. We also have pre-market webinar before the market open every single market open day. And I also trade on the voice chat 1 to 2 times a week. And rest of the days I'm active on the text channel. So if you guys want to be part of a community of serious and supportive traders, you can join our Discord group. The link will be in the description box below. So guys, here's the pre-market action of Tesla from 28th of July. We can clearly see that Tesla has been holding above the VWAP for majority of the pre-market session. We were making higher highs and higher lows in the pre-market, but a clean level I can see is approximately this $838 level. I'm not making up this level because we can see right here, we had a resistance from this 838 right here, and this 838 to 837 zone, it's always a zone, not the exact level, was also acting as support right here. We can see a few bounces of this $838 level right here. So I was watching this zone from 836 to 838 for a pullback entry on this stock for the break of pre-market high, which was approximately $841 level. If you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that I like to enter at the hold of a level. My strategy is not to enter at the breakout itself. My strategy is to enter before the break at the hold of a level to catch the breakout towards the upside or towards the downside. I will post a screenshot of my entries and exits right at the top. You guys can see my first entry was right here. My first and the only entry was right here when I saw the hold of 838 $838 on the tape. The VWAP, this blue line, was also around $838 level. When I saw that we dipped under 838 and we were holding around 838, the buyers were holding it strongly. I placed my order of 90 contracts. On my first 60 contracts, I got filled around 6.7, 6.80. On my next 30 contracts, in total 90 contracts, I got filled around 7.10. And on the same minute, the premiums went from 7.10 to approximately 9.10, but I did not take my profits, and I had a very good reason for not taking profits when I saw a crazy push towards the upside. So let's now take a look at my exits. So here's a screenshot of my exit. You guys can see at this push up, I did not take my partials because I was expecting the break of $850 level towards the upside. That was my strategy. I accepted the loss. I entered 90 contracts. I was willing to lose around $9,000 to $10,000 on this trade. I took 30 contracts out right here when we saw a pullback to around 840 right here. We pushed towards the upside. We held this previous day close. This bold dotted line is the previous day close. I took first 30 contracts out at a fill price of 9.20. I took another 15 contracts out at the top at the high of the day around 849, just before the break of 850, at a fill price of approximately 12. But then finally the remaining 50% of my position, because I took 45 contracts out right here, I got stopped out when we saw a break of previous day close towards the downside, and the market was also selling off. To be honest guys, at one point of time I was up approximately $45,000 or $50,000 on my position right here at the top, but then I held my position because the main thing now here is that I accepted the loss because I was expecting the break of 850. I had a strong conviction on this trade that if we get the break of 850, we might even go to 860 and 870. The momentum can even take it to 870 and further, and that is the reason I held 50% of my position, and this trade could have easily paid me approximately $70,000-$80,000, and that is the reason I held on to my position. I accepted the loss. If the trade goes against me, I can lose $10,000, but the potential profit target is around $70,000 to $80,000. So the reward to risk ratio was really good, but unfortunately the market decided to sell off on this day, and I got stopped out on my remaining 50% of my position, overall making $21,000, which is still a good reward to risk ratio. Not the best. I was risking anywhere between $7,000 to $10,000 on this trade, and I made $21,000. So at least the reward is 2 to 1, maybe even 3 to 1. Now let's take a look at my game plan from 29th of July. That is the next day. On this day I made $22,000. On this day, the same thing, we broke out the prior day, but we were not able to sustain that move towards the upside. But that was good because consolidation days are good for the price action, because usually consolidation is followed by good price action either towards the upside or towards the downside. But consolidations in general are healthy for the price action, and that's what we saw the prior day. On Friday, the next day, I was watching the same thing, the hold of a level 850 or 855 or something like that for a break towards the upside. Let's now take a look at the 1 minute chart of this stock from 29th of July and look at the pre-market action. So here's the 1 minute chart of Tesla from 29th of July. We can see that in the pre-market, Tesla opened strong. We opened around 858. That means we gapped up above the $850 level that was acting as a very strong resistance the prior day. The whole market gapped up, but then slowly it was fading off, which is kind of good because you don't want the price action to open around 858. Now, for example, Tesla opened around 858. That means it's already a big gap up from the prior day. So this move fading into the open, this is kind of good because now I know that, okay, the stock is not that extended. I can take it long for the break of the yesterday's high or the pre-market high or something, right? My game plan on this day is to just wait for a few minutes because Tesla is holding under the VWAP. So I don't want to take a trade off the open. I just want to see is that if this stock is holding comparatively stronger or weaker than the market, right? Within the first 5 minutes of market open right here, even though QQQ and SPY, specifically QQQ, it was making new low of the days for the first 5-7 minutes of the market open, but Tesla was holding comparatively stronger. My entry on this trade was right here at the break of 841 and 842 towards the upside, because we can see that even when the market is pushing towards the downside, the volume on Tesla is not that high. That means there is no real pressure from the sellers. But at 9:38 a.m. candle, when we pushed towards the upside, when we broke the VWAP right here, I entered my position around 843, 842 with a stop loss under 840, and I was able to catch this move towards the upside. And my second trade on Tesla was at the pullback to 858 because this was the pre-market high. As I mentioned, this is the pre-market high, and my second entry was when Tesla pulled back to the pre-market high. We saw a very nice bull flag set up on the 5-minute chart. If I go to the 5-minute chart right here, we can see from 29th of July is that we had a very nice push towards the upside. We pulled back to the pre-market high. When Tesla pulled back to pre-market high $858 level, the tape was really strong. I entered my second position at the hold of 858 and I was able to catch this move towards the upside. Let's now take a look at my entries and exits and my P&L for this day. So as I told you guys, my entry was at 9:38 a.m. candle. I will post a screenshot of my fills right at the top. I took my first partial out right here when Tesla broke $858 level, $850 level, which is a good psychological level. You guys can see I held on to my position. I did not take any partials when we made a new high of the day. I was expecting the break of 850. That's why there is no reason for me to take any profits right here. First position out at 850 right here. Then I took another 5 contracts out at 8.36. Then I took the rest 10 contracts out around the fill price of 10.50. I think I made a mistake in the screenshot because it says 15.55, that is 25, but I took the remaining 10 contracts out right here when Tesla made a new high of the day around $855 level. Now if you guys ask me why not hold this position for the break of 860, and the reason is because on my first trade, on this trade, I went for same day expiry contracts. So those contracts, they lose a lot of their value if you hold through any pullbacks. That's why I was not very keen on holding through any big pullbacks. But my next trade right here, I went for next week expiry contracts. Again, I will post a screenshot of my fills right at the top. I entered at the hold of pre-market high right here. When I saw that the tape is holding really strong, we dipped under 858, but the bids are stepping up back above 858. I placed my order to get filled. I was willing to risk a bit of my profits because by this time I was already up around 10 to 11,000 for the day. My stop loss on this trade is very, very small. Like if we don't hold 858, I'm going to exit my position. So I was expecting to lose around $2,000 to $3,000 on this position with 30 contracts because I was going for next week expiry contracts, and I was able to catch the break of high of the day. Again, you guys can see I did not take any profits at the break of this flag or something. I was waiting patiently for the break of high of the day. Once I got the break of high of the day, I started taking my partials, and once we failed to hold 865 towards the downside, I exited the rest of the position. In total on this day, making approximately $22,000. Let's now take a look at my P&L. Let's first take a look at my P&L from 28th of July. As I told you guys, I took just one trade off the open at 9:30 a.m. making $21,368 within the first 15 minutes of market open. This was on 28th of July. The following day on 29th of July, I took two trades, both winners, overall making $22,000 on 29th of July. I started trading at 9:38 a.m. and I told you guys the reason I did not take a trade off the open because the market was selling off at the open, but the overall direction, the overall momentum is still towards the upside. So I just wanted to wait patiently and wait for the market to find a direction first before taking my position. So that's it guys. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for a lot more content on day trading. And if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, as I already said, I posted about these 2 days already on my Instagram. The link will be in the description box below. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys in the next video.